Peace, peace, peace. Time to this one. I'm going back at your man Angel Ramirez again, cause seem to be back at it again. He still ain't understand from the last video I made. Putting this information out there. He said your great grandmother was not a Native American. She was enslaved by them. Alright? So, I mean, like I said last video, we'll be using the fair use. And not flag my channel. I mean, this is all fair game because you got people out here who really trying to find out who the hell they are. And it's like, yo, it's like he's trying to go back after all the videos made, say we're all wrong and he's right. And he has limit to no research about this shit. And he made, I mean, I just want to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you'll edify the brother. Hopefully he'll learn something this time, alright? So remember, this is for the purpose, fair use, and is allowed for purpose and of criticism, the news, reporting, and teaching, alright? So boom, so let's get with what he said.
The 400,000 Africans came over to the Americas, or to the United States. So therefore, how could it develop to however many million, 50 million or whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? It's bogus. The black people, the Africans were already here. All of these millions were already here. However, what they miss out, the part that they miss out is the fact that 95% of this 12.5 million figure, which is recorded in slave voyages, did not go to the United States of America, right? It went to places like Brazil, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Colombia. It went to Southern America. So 5% of 12.5 million is around 625,000. So their claim of 400,000, the actual claim of 625,000 is kind of around right? But they're completely dismissing the fact that the other 12 million went to South America. So you see how they're nitpicking and cherry picking information and manipulating information. So I thought to myself, well, so what about all of the Africans that went to South America? Because they were there, that's when they would get broken. That's when they would be subdued. Once they be subdued, all of the records would then show that you had transportation between plantations within the Caribbean and South America.
Alright, let's stop. No. So here you go. This is what he was saying, slaveboy.org. And this is for his subscribers. I'm beat today, and I definitely wanted to reply to this. I seen this video up there a couple of days ago. I wanted to reply to it. Slaveboy.org. The 100-year periods. This is the broad disembarkation regions, embark and disembark. Alright, so here what he talking about. So Europe, right here, right? And I'm gonna show you something that people don't know and what they do not understand. And I showed them the last video, but obviously he left it out. He left the whole argument about the so-called Indian slave trade. He left that out. He left the whole argument out that the Indians were slaves too. So he left that out. So he didn't even mention, he's saying that the Indians had slaves. That's the reason they enslaved Africans. No, the Indians enslaved fucking other Indians, man. See, that's what the jokers don't understand. Now look, let me show y'all something, man. And this is actually not for a lot of my subscribers. This is trying to like reach some of the people who he trying to brainwash, hopefully, and you'll catch this video and you'll understand what I'm about to show you. So now look, Midland, North America, right here. You got embark, people got on, disembark, people got off. 380,000, okay, right here. It's 380,746, all right. British Columbia, now they telling you that it's almost 2 million right here, right? French Caribbean. Dutch, you got Dutch, all right? Now, you can look at the numbers. They say the Caribbean, now understand it, they said that the Caribbean had the most people that came. Keep that in mind, right? Dutch America, West Indies, Spanish America, we got Brazil, right? Look at the number of Brazil. Brazil got almost 5 million people that came. Okay, so almost like 8, maybe 7 million people didn't make it. No, I'm saying 700,000 people didn't make it on this trip right here. But here we go, and we got Africa right now. Hold up. If they was taking slaves from Africa, then why would they bring slaves back to Africa? Why would Africa do it? You understand? Why would Africa do it? Now they got this. They got the countries of where they believe that they came from. Right? So we want to go to. Embark regions. So let's go show you Africa. Alright, here we go. Now this shows you Africa, right? Now look at the number embark. 300, almost the same number that they brought to America, right? We already know that they took the Maroons from Sierra Leone from Jamaica when the English, when the English got there, the Maroons was already there. So they started warring with them, trying to take their land. And the Maroons beat them, and in the process, the Maroons signed, they had some type of peace treaty with them, and the English crossed them and sent them to Sierra Leone. No, sent them to Nova Scotia first. When they got to Nova Scotia, then they sent them to Sierra Leone, okay? So these are all the countries in which they tell you, right? So now they got Gold Coast, right? Which this supposed to be Kenya. They're almost 1 million people, right? Then they got Benin, or whatever. I guess somebody said that this area right here would be Nigeria, right here. So you got 1 million people. Then right here from West Central Africa, all right, St. Helena. So you got almost 6 million people got on. So it's a total embark 12 million and disembark 10 million. So it's showing you that almost little under 2 million people didn't make it because embark people got on, disembark people got on. Alright, so let's get back to it. Alright, so I don't want to stretch this out too long. I just want to show you this. We'll go back to disembark regions, disembark regions. You go back to right here, North America. Right? So you see all the numbers, alright? And just keep your mind. Remember British Caribbean, alright? Remember that, right? Because this is what people don't understand. It was already black people there. Columbus took 1,500 people from the Caribbean to fucking Spain. So where did these people go? Well, hold up. This is what Mr. Ramirez is. This is what he's ignorant to. Okay, now let's do it. Got a couple different articles on this, man. These is just basic articles. You can find more research on this, and this is basically statement. This is just. It says America other original sin, alright? So now it's telling you right now, remember they was not native. Say Europeans did not just displace Native Americans, they enslaved them and encouraged tribes to participate in slave trade. Okay? It say on scales historians only begin to fathom. Not saying historians don't even know about this. Let's check this out. I'm gonna go that right here. You can read the article. I'm not reading it. I've been over this shit many times. This is just one of the articles in which I derived some of the information from. Just want to read a brief part down here, right here. Okay, right here. Let's go right here. So boom. Right here. It say, but historians have tried. It say, in few of their estimates, it say 1,000 Indians were enslaved in colonial New England. According to Morgan Ellen Newell, Allen Gala, it say writes that between 1670s and 1750s, more Indians were exported into slavery through Charlestown, now Charleston, South Carolina, than Africans were imported. Brent Rushforth recently attempted a tally of the total numbers of enslaved, and he told me that he thinks 2 to 4 million indigenous people in the Americas, North and South, may have been enslaved over the centuries. That the practice prevailed a much larger number than had previously been thought. Okay, all right. So now keep that in mind. So where did them people go? So he's saying 4 million people. here. He's saying in North. He's saying in North and South. All right. So he's saying North and South America. So he's telling you that it was 4 million people enslaved here with the now look, this is a very, I ain't gonna say this is a weak number right here, because we know the numbers are way higher than that. Okay, so if he's telling you 4 million people and they brought over 380,000 people here to North America, then where are them people at? So how would you be more African? Because these 4 millions are somewhere. Where did these 4 million people go? Okay, it says 2 to 4 million indigenous people in the Americas, North and South, may have been enslaved over the century. Let's check this out. You got another article. Alright, so boom. Go again. One more stuff. This is another article. It says the untold history of American Indian slavery. Alright. Now keep this in mind. Mr. Ramirez, since you want to be an expert at this. Long before the transatlantic African slave trade was established in North America, the transatlantic slave trade in Indians have been occurring since the very earliest European arrival. It was used as a weapon of war amongst the European colonies. Okay? Now check this out. It say, and as a tactic for survival among Indians who participated in slave trade as slavers. It contributed to a fierce decline in the Indian population. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. It say after the comings of the European along with the devastating disease. All right, that's bullshit. They're going to tell you. It says, look, now keep this in mind. They say into the 18th century, when it was replaced by African slavery, it had left a legacy still felt among native population in the East, and it is also one of the most hidden narrative of American historical literature. Okay, so now they telling you that they want to bring people to. Now this is just another story. We know there's a lot of historians and everybody talk about this. Though, but this article is actually a lot more accurate than these historians that wrote these books, and a lot more accurate than this shit right here. Because this is right there. I mean, actually, like I said, we could use the numbers. We're going to use the 380,000, but we know that this shit was put together falsely. Because these numbers right here that they're showing you, all in French, all in the Dutch, these was people who was already there. These is people who was already there. Now check this out. Now I got another article for you, okay? Alright, I'm gonna go come back to that. Alright? We got more articles. Since you don't believe that it was already Negroes in the Caribbean, you know, we gotta let the anthropologists talk. Alright? And this is the monthly record of anthropology science. Alright? Now check this out, right here. Original article, okay, say Negro skeleton remains from Indian sites in the West Indies, okay? When you go down and say recent paper I read, Trevor Braxton and Julian, I say implied that undeformed Negro physical type inhabit the Virgin Islands in pre-Columbian type. Not only this implication contrary to the previous accepted findings of the Antillean area, as will be shown later. It say, but it also fails to give adequate consideration to the possibility that these skeletons remain representing intrusive Negro burials. It say the mere presence of skeletons in the sand and shelled mound of the Indian origin, lacking carefully stratigraphical records, it is not certain evidence of primarily association with accompanying artifact. Moreover, I venture to say that a few physical anthropologists familiar with the American Indian skull would make a mistake for the Indian, those illustrated by Brixton, Trevor, and Julian. Indeed, the most physical anthropologists will probably be less conservative to say Negro instead of Negroid. Okay, all right, now check it out. He gonna go on more. He gonna say more. He say, in support of the opinion of these authors are describing Negroes, I wish to present a similar case in Barbados, British West Indies, from corresponding Mr. M.E. Shellstone is saying Brittown, Barbados. It says it appears that in August 1930, he commenced that excavation of a sandy ridge about 50 yards into the high water mark of the shore of Chancey Lane of southern coast of the island. The ridge proved to be a kitchen midden containing more objects of Arawak workmanship. Among other things encountered in the site was a skeleton lying on the left side about 90 inches under the surface. Mr. Shellstone believed the skeleton to be that of an Arawak Indian, and in 1937 presented it as such to the U.S. National Museum. Upon reconstructing the skull from the many fragments in which it received in Washington, I felt in calling it a Negro for reasons that will appear for more the following description. Alright, I'm not gonna go on no more on this. Y'all more than welcome to check this shit out. You read some more on this. I got plenty more articles on this. This is just nothing. We're gonna go on. Alright, now boom. Now let's deal with the Brazil motherfucker. Look how many people they saying they bought the Brazil. Look. They saying they bought the majority of people in Brazil, right? Remember this. But we got other people saying there was already black people there. We got other people saying that because understand this, and this is just for people who ignorant about this, alright? When Columbus came here, Columbus didn't bring no Africans with him. Columbus came here, they came here to discover. When they found the land, they seen people wearing gold and wearing stuff that they can market over there in Spain. They started taking the gold and everything, and in the process, they didn't find much gold as they intended to find, so they took the fucking people. Okay, there's a picture called the Saint Mary of the Goodwins, and it shows the people who Columbus took back to Europe, and they got freaking afros in there. Okay, matter of fact, you know what? Who's this? I got that right. It's right here. Alright, here go just Saint Mary the Good One. Alright? Now, boom. Here go your Negroes right here. Right at the bottom. You see them right here? They right here. You see him? He's a Negro, right? He's a Negro. Alright? So, these are the people who Columbus took back. And what happened was this, right? When they went back, the Portuguese came here and tried to implement, the same system in which Columbus did. They went to Brazil and tried to find gold there. They didn't find no gold, so they started enslaving the people. Now, understand this. The Portuguese was in certain parts in Africa, but they did not bring no Africans with them. It was already black people in Brazil, and that's what these motherfuckers just don't understand. And he's saying it from a naive perspective. Now check this out. We're gonna go back to here right here real quick. Alright, now check this out. Now this is a letter. Now you wanna check the source out. I'm gonna put the source out there. Say Negroes as the original Indians. Proof in the Jesuit letter. It said the book African and Native American by Jack Forbes paints a very different picture of the history that what most of us were taught about the origins of black people in the Western Hemisphere. We were taught that black people came from Africa as slaves, and the red man was the true Native American, and the white people took black slaves from Africa and stole the land from red Indians. This story is nothing but a gigantic fiction and a novel made up by white historians to deceive the masses about the original history of the people of the Americas. Jack Forbes. Now look, Jack Forbes. All right, this is now. Angel, you probably don't know who Jack Forbes is. Look up Jack Forbes. Even though he's going to say a lot of confusing stuff, he's telling you that he was calling the Indians Negro. Okay? Now check this out. Now remember, Negro is a Spanish word. The only one who was using the word Negro was Columbus and his men and some of the Portuguese. And they was only calling them people Negro. The English did not use the word Negro. The only way they found the word Negro because when they started robbing the Spanish ships, they was finding people on they called Negroes and they would bring them back here. Okay? So now look. Alright, where was I? Alright, we were right here. Alright, so Jack Forbes uses a letter of the Jesuit missionaries to prove that Negroes and black Moors were the first Americans. In fact, it say the first Americans. I guess it's over time. Yeah, period. And in fact, were the black and olive tone people found in the Western Hemisphere. Alright, committing from the Jesuit letter on. It say on the appearance of Native American folk site. All right, so you go to Jack Forbes site, check Jack Forbes out. All right, so hold up. Check Jack Forbes site. All right, say for example, in 1519, it was said that the Brazilians. All right, I don't know how to say this word in Spanish. All right, but it says that that is they are not black or white or olive color. But some writers remark that the Brazilian canoemen he saw was black, that they could not be mistaken for settlers on the seas of in hell. So whatever. All right, so boom. So even when you go down right here, and from 1549 through 1565, I'm sorry, this font is killing my eyes. Alright, sorry. So from 1549 through 1565, the letter of the Jesuit missionaries, Brazil usually addressed to colleagues in Portugal and Spain, frequently referred to the Americans as Negroes, okay? Frequently referred to the Americans as Negroes, okay? Maybe this picture got something to do with why they refer to the Americans as Negroes. Maybe this got something to do with it. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that got something to do with it. Alright, so it's saying April 1549, Manuel the leader of the Jesuit, addressed a letter from Baja Samuel Rodriguez in Lisbon, in which he referred to the Portuguese in Brazil as living in sin because of their having Negroes. No, it said they having many Negroes and a lot of children by said black women. Now, what the fuck do they do in Brazil? What the fuck did they do in Brazil? They try to change the color. They doing that to this day. All right. Now he's saying it right here. It say, thus the Jesuit's father called the American women living in Portuguese men. It say Negras. It say the term which, according to it say could not have been denoted from people from Africa because in 1549 there were few or no African women in Baja. It say nonetheless, it say uses the word Indio. It say when Africans are referred in the Jesuit letter, they are always called Negroes de Guinea. It say blacks of Guinea to establish them from Negroes de Terra, blacks of the lands of the Americas. All right. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and talk some more of that shit. But I can end it right here if I want.
To the United States. So very easy to shut that part down. It's just like, okay, but you're missing out a big chunk. And when you miss out a big chunk, you're like, wait, okay. So then the other argument is, well, my grandmother, not mine in particular, but my grandmother told me that she is she wasn't no damn African. She was Chickasaw and Longfoot and Pink Toes and whatever. I don't freaking know. I don't care. Right? So because your grandmother told you that, then you get people, whatever, I don't.
See, you know what? That's why I made the video. Because he said, he try to mock the Aborigine tribes or whatever, and talking about he don't care. That's very disrespectful, man. You know, I understand you might not be a North American Negro, said you Latino and Jamaican or whatever. You know, you might not be from North America particularly, but understand this, man. Understand this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we build a lot of culture, bro. And I see the culture that was created, I see a lot of people embrace, but they always got something negative to say when we trying to find out who the fuck we are. If you from Puerto Rico or Jamaica, you should be worrying about North American Negroes. You should worry about what you are. There's no Cherokee tribe. You should be worried about the Tainos and the Arawaks and the Caribs. You should be worried about them tribes, because them are the tribes that inhabit the area where you from. But to say you don't care, like it's a joke to us, and that's the sad part, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't care, right? So because your grandmother told you that, then you get people that say, well, actually, I've been able to trace my genealogy down to the 1800s. There ain't nobody from Africa. So I was like, oh, okay. Now, it's not necessarily that she lied. But here's the thing. It is common knowledge that, very common knowledge, that Native Americans, okay, owned black people, African Americans, as slaves.
Right?
It's common knowledge. Now, when you say that your great grandmother or your great great grandmother was a Native American, what you're missing out is a little fact here. When they abolished slavery, a lot of us received last names of, our ancestors received last names from the slave masters: Smith, Jordan, Ramirez, Dalla.
Now look, how many Williams, Joneses, Lyons, and Parkers are black? Okay, if they are Europeans, it's because you was under their subject. But how many of you are, you know what I'm saying? I know thousands of black people with the last name Williams, Jones, Parker, and Lyons.
Names like that, they're everyday example of French names. These would be the names that they take. But there is no question.
They say French names, right? Look at the people in Louisiana. Ava DuVernay. It's a fucking Creole. Okay? He said French names because the French was in Louisiana. Okay? Now look. How can we prove this? Look, check this out. How can we prove this? There's a book right here. There's a book right here. This book is about the French in Louisiana. Okay? This is about the Americans right here. Do you see these Indians right here, Angel? Do you see these? These are motherfucking Negroes. Okay? These are Negroes. You see their hair? Okay? Do you see this, my man? Okay, yeah. I know. Alright, so.
They are there. Y'all can't come in here. I'm Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry's a country western singer. Is he? You know what else he is? He's a me. He says he's Chuck Berry. Let me say something. Come on, right now. This license says you Indian. 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 That pinup make you look like a white man. What the hell are you? But I'm a musician, and my name's Chuck Berry.
Alright? And that's a motherfucking Negro. They classified as fuck. But go ahead.
Johnson, Jackson, LaRue, things like that. French last names, English last names, Spanish last names, Dutch last names, Portuguese last names, right?
You know what? I'm really not even going to go in no more in this video because, his whole basis is saying that Africans were enslaved by Indians, and I showed you the articles, and I always understand this, right? These are the documents. Now, like I said, man, you'll be a fool. You will be an idiot. Okay? You will be a damn idiot. Here we go again with this. This is the origins, the race and Hispanic origins of the United States. Say 1790 to 1990. This is a census for the whole from 1790 to 1990. It's showing you the population of people here and the ethnicities of the people who was here. And let's review. Let's go over this so people can understand. Census year, boom. Total population, white, black, say American Indians, Eskimos, okay, Asians, Pacific Islanders, other races. It's a Hispanics and non-Hispanics. Okay, so look, so let's check it out. Let's go right here. Let's go to 1790. Okay, we're gonna go at 1790. Okay, now we're in 1790. 1790. It says only 757 supposedly blacks. Alright, so 1790 right here. So 757, 208 supposedly blacks, right? This is the Indian cop. There's no Indians. Okay? Now, I just read 3 articles. Let's check this out. Let's see what years was they slaving. Because if they was enslaving them, they should be on the census. Or at least they should be on the census as Indian, right? Not. Absolutely not. They was enslaving the Indians since the 1600s. I think it said from the 1600s to 1800s. Alright, so hold on, here we go right here. I just want to read this again right here. Alright, so it said recently attempted a tally of numbers of enslaved. It's saying he told me that he thinks 2 to 4 million indigenous people in America, North and South, may have been enslaved over the century. That practice prevailed. Now, it's a larger numbers than have previously been thought. Now, they're going to throw in the Africans right here into, right? Which they're trying to mix that 380,000 into a 10 million. Now, they're telling you the African slave trade which brought 10 million people to America. Okay? What part of it? And this is people who was already enslaved. He was already indigenous people that took it from him. Okay? That number is way smaller than this, man. It's more like maybe 1 million supposedly African. These 9 million, if this shit, if the numbers is bigger than this, we don't really know the numbers. But it tells you right here, look. It say the practice date back to the earliest history of European colonies in the future United States. Say, take the example of the Pequots who were enslaved in 1637 after clashing with the English. Okay? Now it says by the time the ship transported the defeated Pequot men and boys to the Caribbeans. Okay? It says the colonists in the New England desperate for bodies and hands to supplement their own meager workforce. I mean, they was lazy. They say had spent years trying out on various strategies. Now, I think this right here only going to implement the Africa. But like I said, I don't believe that shit. All right, so let's show. I just want to show the date just to show cross reference. Here we go. Alright. Say as the piece of the puzzle come together in the scholarship, historians note that now here is there more documentation than in South Carolina to say what was the original English colony of the Carolina established in 1670. It is estimated that between 1650 and 1730, at least 50 million Indians, and likely more, due to transaction hidden to avoid paying government tariffs and taxes, was exported by English alone to their Caribbean outposts between 1670 and 1717. Far more Indians were exported than Africans imported. Okay? Okay, don't play with me, man. I do this, man. Now, like I said, so if they was enslaving these Indians from the 1600s, we got the census right here from 1790. Now, look, it shows you black right here on this side, right? So you total right here, 1790, then it shows you free blacks, right? It shows you 59,000 free blacks was in the 1790s, right? And then it shows you slaves. It was 697,681 people enslaved at this time, right? So where are the Indians that was enslaved? Because if they was counting the blacks on the census, why are they not counting the Indians on the census? You know why? Because the Indians are right here where the blacks are at. That's why. You don't see them nowhere. If they was enslaving them from the 1600s to what? What would that be? 1730s, okay? From 1730s. You would at least see them, even if they was free in 1730s, right? You would see them on the census. Why they not on the census? Why, if they was enslaved, they don't know who the hell they are. So I don't think they would go back to being Indian. So who was they? They was right here. They was black. Okay? Now check this out. This is another thing. Okay? We gonna go right here. 1890. See 1890 right here? There's 7,470,040 million so-called blacks that's here, right here, in 1890, okay? Now, he's telling you that they was transporting people because he said because of the numbers was much larger of what he think they was. Listen, man, my brother, listen. You see this? You see this? This says an emblem of America, Angel, okay? Now, look at these people here. These are Indians, okay? Now, what was these Indians classified as? What was these Indians classified? Because this is the most simple. This is basically Aborigine history for dummies. Because this is the only way I can really explain this to people. Okay? Now, do you see what these Indians look like? That's the picture right here. It says an emblem of America. You see, they have the pipes and they have a feather in their hair and they have curly or afro type of hair. Okay? Now, they don't look like no Native Americans. So where are these people classified at, Mr. Ramirez? Where are they at on the census? And this says 1790, right? Now look. Well, I don't want to read that because that ain't gonna really prove nothing. All right, so look, we're gonna go down. Alright, I'm gonna just show y'all some pictures with some of the new people. I just showed you this picture right here. This is out the book too. These are Aborigines in Louisiana right here. The more Aborigines in Louisiana right here. Now look, these are Aborigines in America. Look what the Aborigines got on in America. They got the grass skirt on, right? See this? They got the feather crown on, Angel Ramirez. You see this? Now look what the fucking Negroes got. Now you think slaves from Africa are going to make it in a boat that's going up and down a fucking 100-foot waves and they still want to keep their grass skirt on and their feather crown? No, they was enslaving these people right here, Money Grip. But you wouldn't understand that. You wouldn't understand that at all. Let's check it out. Look. See this picture right here, Mr. Ramirez? What would this lady be classified as right now? What would this says the America? Okay, they go another nigga, more niggas, okay? What would this person be classified on that census chart? Because like I said, so what? Because look, 1790. Okay, do I gotta go back up top so people can understand? You see this column. This is total population. The first column, the second column is white, the third column is black, the fourth column would be American Indians and Eskimos. All right. So we go down to the bottom where the census starts from. 1790. Okay. These are total population, white people, so-called black people. We don't see no Native Americans here. Nowhere. We see no Native American. Matter of fact, there is no other classification of people from 1790 all the way up until 1850. There are no other classifications of people. There's only white and there's only black on the census chart, okay? So now, if you had so-called Indians that looked it like this right here, Mr. Ramirez, what would they be classified as? What would they be classified on the census? What would they be classified? And you just said yourself that they only brought 380,000 people here. Now the numbers itself is fucked up because they telling you in the 1600s they was enslaving so-called Indians. Okay? But where are these Indians at now? Where are they at on this census? Okay? Where are the 2 to 4 million Indians? Now they gave you a generous number. I got other numbers stating more than that. Okay? But I went with some weak information. It's really, look, like I said, I'm doing this for fun. I'm just doing this for fun because I kind of like found his video to be kind of, you know, I mean, it's education for people who don't know no better. But you're not going to take back everything that we done put up, all the research we done put up, and just try to come back and brainwash the people with that little video. It's not going to work like that, my dude. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, if you got people here, that look like this. All right, you got people here that look like that. Then where are they at on the census? Where they at on the census, bro? Because there ain't no Indians here. Ain't no Indians here for damn near 70 fucking years. So where are they at on the census? Oh, next you going to say that they didn't count the Indians on the census. They counted all bodies that was on the plantation or whatever area they was in. They counted all bodies on the enumeration chart. Okay? And this is for you too, Rob, if you watch this video. Alright? So so like I said, and this is back to the basic video. This is what I was doing at first. If the Indian, this is an emblem of America, okay? Look, now there's somebody painted this picture and said, these is what these Indians look like, okay? So where are they at now? Look, okay, little more pictures. So there's another American Indian. Where are these Indians at now? Huh? Where they at now? See, look. He was even calling us Moors. Now look. Look. These are Indians, man. These are not slaves, man. Well, they could be Indian slaves or they could be Indian POWs or they could be indentured servants. Okay? See this? Look at the Indians down here. They Negroes. Where's the long hair at like they show you? Look, these are European drawings. Okay, this is not the attachments. Alright? Now, look, Virginia. They got more images of what the slaves had on, man. Use your brain, bro. This is Peru. This is America. Look. Florida. More, look. See this? It's a sister right here, bro. Look at this. This is a Caribbean. Look at this. These are Aborigines, my brother. Look. See this? Terra Nova. Look. See this? He's sitting on an alligator. The same thing you just seen in the other pictures. Another Aborigine. I mean, and these are just generous pictures. You know, another Aborigine in Europe. Okay? So, man, look, man, let me so, my brother, you can stick to making videos about black women and trying to deal with relationship issues, but please don't try to make those videos trying to tear down the research that people have put up there, and you coming with information that, okay, you showed the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian said the oldest people here, it said modern, which means new. Modern Native Americans resemble Koreans, Japanese, and Chinese. But the first Americans resembled Africans, Australians, and South Pacific Islanders. Now, he's not saying that they are them. He's saying they resemble them. He's saying that if I had to pick somebody and say, all right, well, out of all the people on other continents, who do these people resemble? Oh, they resemble them. Okay? So how they not going? So now they going to put another article showing you about some Lenape tribes and all that. No, the reason them people look like that because the Europeans mixed with them just like they did in Brazil. Just like they did in Brazil. Just like when the Pope read that paper and they said that the Portuguese was in Brazil mating with the Brazilian women. Okay? With the black Brazilian women. Alright? Now look, this thing gonna get real more scholastic because I got plenty of articles, I got anthropology research, I got plenty of pictures. See, look, once you see this right here, and this book right here, regardless of what people think about it, book cost $57,000 in certain places. There's 3 copies. They got PDFs to it. But the hard copies that was written by the actual author, Arnoldas Montaner, them books go for over $10,000. They got one that I seen in China that goes for $57,000. I seen another one, I believe, for $13,000, and another one, I think, for $20,000, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it's called America, and its earliest depictions by Arnoldas Montaner. Okay? And this is the first page you see when you look at the book. And what is she stowing? She's stowing gold. You see more Negroes around this. This is a fucking Negro. If this person had to be put on this list right here, right from 1790, what would she be classified as? Negro. And once she was enslaved, she would have definitely been a Negro because she wouldn't know what tribe she was at. So, look, man, you look up your Caribbean or your Latino heritage and stick to that. Don't worry about North American Negroes or North American Aborigines. And don't worry about telling us who we are. Okay? Now, look, let me show you something. I want to just let you know that he's seen the video.
Before the commission to prove their tribe, and is the author of the book Black Indian. You're using Smithsonian. One of these,
there we go.
Smithsonian.com.
Check it out, look.
And within this article, so I'll read it for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see. One of these aboriginals made a video about me. And
hey, Mr. Ramirez. My name is the fucking intelligence. Alright? And I got 100 videos about this. Alright? So, this is something that people invest time into, bro. So, I mean, I don't know what kind of games you're playing. I don't know what bureaucracy is probably paying you to do this, but it's all good. I mean, it's all people, look, man, they already know the people who know and believe their grandmother. You think people are going to believe you over their grandmother? You'll be a fool to believe them, or you'll be a fool to believe the government over your grandmother. Your grandmother told you you belong to one of these tribes. Why would you let them declassify you and call you African? Oh, because they brought 380,000 Africans here, right? What? How did 380,000 populate to almost 8 million by 1890? Because as they went west, they conquered more tribes. And these tribes, some of them signed treaties, some of them fought, some of them was captured, some of them was emancipated eventually. You understand? They went from being a slave on a plantation to being a slave in the other way. Okay? So how did, if right here, this number wouldn't even make no sense because you figure 380,000, the number doubled in damn near 100 years. Okay? Now, this number is still generous though, but my thing is this, 1880. Look how the numbers jump up. Look how they jump up. These people are not making like that. You think that these people are having children while they're in bondage? While they have uncertain situations and they don't know how this shit gonna work out? You think they having children like that? Oh, they was mating us and they was putting us together. But look, even if you want to sit here and say, all right, well, 380,000 can come up to almost 8 million people in a 200-year span, you'll be a fool. That shit ain't even happening like that right now. Okay, but you also got to go back and prove me wrong about Indian slavery. Because the Indians are right here. The Indians was classified as black. I just showed you what the pictures of them look like. The gig is up. I mean, you can sit there and say, oh, these people was Australianoid and all this other goofy shit or whatever. I just showed you what the pictures of what they say were. And if them people looked at like that, then these people is only two classifications. Remember? Aborigines for dummies. There's only two classifications here. You have white and black. From the first time the census was done in the 1790s to right here, 1860, you do not see no Native Americans on here, right? You see none, okay? None. Okay, you don't even see the ones after 1940 when they put them on a reservation, okay? You see no Native Americans up here from 1790, okay? Why? Why? They already said that if Native Americans was holding slaves, then they was part of the system and they was enumerated. They ain't had no separate tribe. They was enumerated because they was wearing clothes by them. So, like I said, man, listen, stop deceiving the people with these videos you putting out there, man. I'm not trying to, come on no disrespectful stuff though, but people really want to know who they are. Okay, we're being told we're African didn't exist. When I can also prove to you that they took people here from Africa, like I mentioned, that the Maroons was taken from Jamaica to Nova Scotia to Africa. The Book of Negroes was about the Maroons that was sent to motherfucker. Also, there was other Aborigines that was in Nova Scotia that was black, and this is the reason why they're suing the Canada. They're suing Canada. Not even the Maroons in Sierra Leone. The ones in Nova Scotia is suing. Because they was already, before the Maroons got there, was already black people in Nova Scotia or Canada. They was already there. You understand? They didn't bring no Africans in, and it's showing you. They telling you that they didn't need no African slaves because they was using the so-called people of the land. So if they had these people in bondage in which they counted them on you, if they got black slaves here, you think that they didn't have Indian slaves on enumeration? You think they wasn't enumerating? No, we're not gonna enumerate them. We're gonna let them stay separate. Bullshit. They was property. They was along with these people. Whatever. But these right here are all fucking aborigines. Okay. So like I said, man, go get some research up, man. Do some real research, bro. Look up some real stuff, man. And stop trying to tell us who we are because we're trying to find out who the fuck we are. And we got information. We got massive pictures and things showing you that it was already Negroes here. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man, to the point to where, let me see. See this right here? Now, you would think this is Virginia. Now, if you've seen this image right here, you would think that this is Africa, right? Look what he got on. Look what he got that grass skirt on, right? Okay? Got that same grass skirt. See this? You would think that these is Africans. No. They're Indigenous servants. See Powhatan? A Negro. Okay? Look, bro. Look. Call us all as well. Look, you got an afro. Understand what I'm saying? It's a Negro. Okay? The gig is up. Stop teaching this bullshit, bro. Stop telling people, look, you said more people took in South America. Look, they go in South America. They go to indigenous people in South America. That's them Negroes. Okay, matter of fact, hold up. Let's go to Canada, where I just was talking about. Halifax. Right? Halifax. Look at these. Look at the Indians. Who was it? These are Negroes. You understand what I'm saying? Look, the Americas. Okay, West Indies. Look, more Negroes. Okay, check this out. You see, did they mistakenly and make these people look like us? Look at this. Look what they got friends. Look at these guys. They got more black people in the back. Okay? So stop teaching the people bullshit because people gonna see through your teaching And you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you know, the information about the, you know, about dating and all that, that shit's cool, man. You know, you should stick to that, man. Don't fuck with this, because this is real information. Did you see this? This is paragraph, my brother. See this? Look. So all these pictures, they made a mistake and made all the Indians look like black people. But if we go back to the census and we take these people right here, let's take these people right here and put them back in 1790. Aborigines for dummies. We put them right here in 1790 as slaves. Where would they be classified? Would they be white or would they be black? What would they be classified as? I'm gonna ask the question. Well, you know what? We ain't gotta go to that picture. We can go to another other picture. And look, here's an Aborigine. Look, here's an Aborigine right here. That's colonized. Okay, he was colonized. All right. Look. Even when you go to New York, you see the same people. Look, plans in New York, you see the same people. That bow and arrow with that grass skirt and that feather crown. See, you gotta go back to the basics, people. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look, Angel, look. Check this one out, Angel, look, Jamaica, the same people, okay? And remember, when we go to the Summer Jam Swing, which is the anthropology, the monthly records, it tells you right here, open it up for you guys, just so you know, that it was Negroes all over the place, man. You know what I'm saying? It was, listen, it was Negroes all over the place. Don't let this man deceive nobody by telling you information that's not accurate. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually sad to a point, man, that a person would just go and do a little research and not do the whole research before you start telling people, you know what I'm saying, what the deal is. See, we got anthropology information, so I ain't gotta sit here and put no information up there that's not right and exact. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you a picture. Look. Look, America, okay? Aborigines for dummies will say this. This is America, okay? This is obviously an Aborigine. Oh no, that's an African dressed up like an Aborigine. Okay, but if this is a American Aborigine, what would she be classified as, y'all? On the census chart? Yeah, you know. Okay. Many people suspect that this is Pocahontas' father, man. See this? Grass skirt on again, feather crown. Okay? Same thing, look. See this? Same image again. Same in Virginia. Okay? Same image. Where's this long hair at? Where's the war bonnets and all this shit that they show you Native Americans? Where's it at? Where's it at? Because I'm showing you all the pictures of the people who didn't have it. Look. So these pictures are all lies. American. Look. Same thing. Afro, feather crown. Okay? So all these pictures is a lie, right? See this? Freeman. Same thing on. Like the same thing on the people I just been showing you all this time. But hold up, man. We're going to expose this shit once and for all. You know, jokers don't get it, man. They just don't get it. When you try to come and challenge us and put this information out there to fool the people, they go more images. Even though they get strong sometimes. They just they don't get it up. When they start putting shit like this in Europe, look, you got an afro. This is a Negro type, same thing. This is the Aborigines of North America. Okay? It goes on and on and on. This right here, look. This. See, if you never seen these pictures right here, you would swear that they were black. I mean, you would swear that these was African. Look, it is four pictures. So, I mean, like I said, I'm bored, but the gig is pretty much off, man. I just want to finish this dude. I don't want him to make no more videos because people, once you see this video right here, you will already know that this nigga been lying the whole time to God. You know what I'm saying? The whole time he's been lying to me. Look, check this out, look. America, right? See the feather in the hair? Look, see the feather in the hair? Okay, what would this person right here be classified as on the census chart? So there's only two classifications, white and black. What would that person be classified as? What would this thing here right here be classified as? Yeah, I know. Crickets, right? Let's go to another part of the world, another part of America. Virginia, look, look at this. These are Negroes. This is in Virginia. These are Negroes. Okay, let's stop the fucking bullshit. These is Negroes. Look at the hair. What do they show you Indians look like? The straight long hair. Okay, pale skinned people. Okay, these are the people they found. So where are these people at now? Thank you. Where are these people at now? Let's see. Let's see. They'll be right here. They classified as African American. You understand? They classified as African American. If them people was here in 1790, they would be right over here with black people, okay? Because them were the people who was already here. And I showed you numerous maps from South America, West Indies, numerous different pictures of what they seen when they got here. I'm showing you that they only got two census. They only have two census, white and black, on the chart. Okay, there is not even a Native American on here, even though I just showed you 5 articles that they was enslaving them by the millions. Okay, because the Native Americans was black, right? And this would show you when I show you the pictures. No more pieces up there. Look, you say this. This one. I love this one right here. See this one? So this one, North American Negro, right? This North American Negro, right? Look at the Indians. They got afros. Look. Don't get it fucked up because he's dressed like this. But look at his hair. He got no haircut. There's skulls and bones right there, right? But look, they got afros in this shit, okay? So Mr. Ramirez, stop it. The information, stop it with the Aboriginal videos, man. I mean, every video you make is only showing how disingenuous you are or whatever. And I was the one he was mentioning right here. Unless somebody else made a video. I don't really care if he mentioned me or not. I just wanted to make sure he's seen the video, but it's obviously he didn't get the message.
And he used Smithsonian. So the reason I'm pointing this out, one of these Aboriginals made a video about him, and he used Smithsonian. So the reason I'm pointing this out to prove his point was that if anybody decides to say you can't use Smithsonian, well, you're using Smithsonian. Right? So it says on the ancestry of African Native, right? And it says, what does it say? So we'll skim through it. Angela Walton, has been researching.
No. Look, man. Listen. Look, this is what he's talking. suppose we'll go this way.
In African Native American genealogy for nearly 20 years, and is the author of the book Black Indian Genealogy Research, African American Ancestry Among the Five Civilized Tribes. She recently presented a series of genealogy workshops at the National Museum of the American Indian in Washington, D.C., in conjunction with the exhibit Indivisible, African Native American Lives in America. So, then she goes, thousands of freedmen came before the commission to prove their tribal membership and their right to share of land. Now notice what she's saying. She's saying thousands of free men came before commissions to prove their tribal membership.
Free because the Europeans was enslaved in the original fucking Indians, man. The part don't you understand? There are no Europeans here until 1492. So if you see a white Indian, you know that he's Basuto. Okay? Just man, listen.
Okay. Membership, not lineage, but membership. Okay. So then she explains why she was inspired to do this, but we'll get to the interesting part, right? She says, I have in my possession some family papers, a small land allotment record from Sally that she had obtained from the Dawes Commission. I believe Sally was a great grandmother here. I have been doing genealogy for many years, but was curious. Gee, is there more information out there to be found? I really didn't know what there was to find, so when I moved to Washington, D.C., and had access to the National Archives, I went and started looking and found family records, and I was just amazed. So you start reading this and you think, okay, what is she going to say, right? So they've asked, what did you find? She said, I found I never know how to say this, Choctaw Nation, I don't know, Choctaw, enrollment cards for Samuel and Sally Walton. Listen to what she says. She found a Choctaw Nation enrollment card for Samuel and Sally Walton, my great-grandparents, and then my grandfather, Sam Jr., was recorded there. My Uncle Houston's name was there. My Aunt Louise's name. I was like, wow. I didn't realize there was a document that reflected this. Now,
but listen, all he gonna do is try to connect. Listen, Smithsonian, he gonna use the Smithsonian Institute article stating that something about Native American and African Americans, but the Smithsonian Institute already said that the oldest skeleton, Naya, the broad woman, what's Buzia, it's a couple more that they found, man. The ones they found in West Indies, all over, man. You know what I'm saying? In Peru, you know what I'm saying? They already know that these people was Negroes, man. You know what I'm saying? And it dates back so far, bro.